I saw an Instagram post with the AFC playoff chances, and right near the bottom was the Cincinnati Bengals with a 0.5% chance to make it. And 0.5 is higher than 0. Today, we're going to rebuild the Cincinnati Bengals, and I've got 3 major pieces to my checklist for this rebuild. Number 1, I want to retain Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Number 2, I want to rebuild this defense entirely. And number 3, I want to acquire some draft capital. I think if we can do all 3 of these things, we could build a serious dynasty here in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's new head coach, Spitters or Quitters, has a very simple motto. No spitting. That's it. That's all. So we take over in week 12 where the Cincinnati Bengals are 3-7 and they're taking on a really good Patriots team with Drake May. And not only that, but Jamar Chase is suspended for this game. Not only that, but Joe Burrow is not back from injury yet. So literally the 2 best players on this team will not be playing against the 9-2 New England Patriots. Trey Hendrickson's one of the best players on this defense. I do love Trey Hendrickson. He's 30 years old though. By 2027, he'll be like an 82 overall with no abilities, unfortunately. Now, of course, when Joe Burrow comes back, this is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and quarterbacks don't regress like other positions, so he'll still be really, really good 4 years from now. Nothing to worry about for our franchise quarterback, that's for sure. And Jamar Chase is one of, if not the best young wide receiver in the National Football League. Absurdly good stats, 99 overall, and he's only 25. So we need to keep these 2, and I just got to figure everything else out. I got to be honest, though. I think the craziest thing that the Bengals did was paying both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Why you would spend so much money between 2 wide receivers is beyond me, but the first thing I'm doing as head coach of the Bengals is I'm trading T. Higgins. Unfortunately, we are past the trade deadline, so this is just going to be a tough week for us. So with Jamar Chase relegated to the bench, our very first game will have T. Higgins, Andre Yoshivas, and Mitchell Tinsley at wide receiver. I will say, though, if we could somehow upset the New England Patriots to kick this off, that wouldn't be that bad. I mean, at this point, we're kind of tanking, but technically, we have a 0.5% chance to make the playoffs. And I think that requires us to go completely undefeated the rest of the season. And we also kind of need a miracle for other teams losing. It's very unlikely, but I like to think that we can pull it off. We're down in the red zone and we could get the first score of this game if Joe Flacco's 42-year-old ass would get up to the line. Oh my goodness. The other thing that I feel like the Cincinnati Bengals haven't really had, at least since I've been watching them, is a run game. You know, whenever I think of the Bengals, jeez, I just lost somebody. What a stupid path. I'm an idiot. When I think of the Cincinnati Bengals, I think of air raid. I think of Jamar Chase. I think of Chad Ochocinco. Maybe we could turn this program around by establishing a dominant run game. I don't know if that's in our future, but I like to keep my options open. As I'm going to throw a dot over here to Yoshivas, who caught it. Andre Yoshivas, Joe Flacco to Yoshivas. We get the first points of the game. By the 4th quarter, oh my God, what is this game? Is this a primetime game in the National Football League? Because there's no scoring and this game sucks. Can I do something crazy? Oh, T. Higgins. T. Higgins, you better enjoy your reps, brother, because you're going straight to the trade block as soon as I get a chance. All right, we're going to hit Chase Brown. Coming up on the 2. Ooh. Joe Flacco, game-winning drive. It's too bad that Joe Flacco's going to retire. How awesome would it be if I could just rock Joe Flacco the entire time? We're going to hit T. Higgins deep and get out of bounds. Beautiful. It is so weird to be the Cincinnati Bengals and not have Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase out here, but this is exactly mirroring real life because this is what it's going to look like. By the way, when you're watching this, they probably have already played in real life, and something tells me the Patriots are probably going to win that game. But, you know, we can rewrite a little bit of history right here. Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki. Nice little 2 tight ends. Ooh, Joe Flacco. Don't be taking those hits, man. 2nd and 10. We need something nice here. I'm just going to get out of bounds with Chase Brown. Pick up 2 yards. Okay. T. Higgins, there's a lot of weight on your shoulders right now. Oh, and he got open right in the middle. It's not a great ball, but it's enough. T. Higgins. Broken ankle. Dude, are we actually going to win this game? Look at Drake May. Drake May's in piss on the sidelines. Oh, I didn't even, dude. Patriots called the timeout. They know they're in trouble here. I kind of want the touchdown, though. T. Higgins. That's a freak show ball. That's a crazy ball, Joe Flacco. The booth is taking a look. Stop it. All right, 2nd and 3. We really don't have the best O-line. But maybe we can catch the Patriots off guard. Not a chance. They're all over that. They call a quick timeout. Dude, start us out with a win. This could be beautiful. But we got to find the end zone. Mike Gesicki! It's a low ball, but it's gone. Dude, Joe Flacco's actually so nice. I hate how good Joe Flacco is because he's going to retire at the end of this season. I'm so sad. All right, defense, 1st and 10. They've only got 1 timeout. So, if they keep throwing passes like that, they don't even have a chance. That's the last thing the Patriots could do is what they just did. They need a touchdown, too. Let's try and get on the quarterback. If we can get to Drake May, we'll end this thing. Oh, my God, another check down. Is that Drake check down May with no time on the clock? It's crazy. It's a bold decision. All right, we're going with the blitz. I'm blitzing Dax Hill. Right up the gut. Travion with a nice block pickup. It's 4th and inches, 16 seconds. We're going to win this game, I think. Barring an absolute fall apart right here. I think it's Demetrius Knight Jr. Am I saying this name right? The Bengals don't have Logan Wilson. Oh, that's a dot. No, Drake May. Yes, that might be ball game. I don't know if they've got enough time. 7, 6, 5. Are they going to get a snap off? 3, 2, 1. Oh, my God, they got the snap off. We got to defend the end zone. Let's go. Trey Hendricks. Dude, that got scary. Dude, Drake May's a savage. Hey, a 14-7, very unlikely W against the New England Patriots. Defense really stepped up today. Look at Joe Flacco, bro. Look at Joe Flacco. No Jamar, no Joe Burrow, no problem, I guess. Upsetting the Patriots in the middle of the season was fun, but it didn't prove to do very much. We would end the season with a record of 4-13. Honestly, pitiful. Jalen Hurts would go on to win the league's MVP award, with Jonathan Taylor winning Offensive Player of the Year. And the Super Bowl would be a matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles, with the Buffalo Bills coming out on top 22-17, and Super Bowl MVP was Greg Rousseau. So Jalen Hurts gets MVP, but he just can't quite win the Super Bowl. Cam Scatterbo gets Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Carson Schlesinger of the Browns gets Defensive Rookie of the Year, which is probably pretty accurate to real life. Not Cam Scatterbo, but Carson. I'm taking a look at free agency, but there's a problem. Absolutely nobody wants to go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is not a popular city. We were 4-13, so we kind of suck. Just not a lot of good options for us. Despite a weak free agency, we made 3 big pickups. First was Hollywood Brown. Since I'm getting rid of T. Higgins, and I'll still have Jamar Chase, I feel like Hollywood Brown is a nice fill-in. He's not T. Higgins, but he is a very solid wide receiver. Nakobe Dean is always a franchise GOAT. He's a really fast Mike linebacker, and he's not very expensive. And finally, I went with Dane Belton. Dane Belton's not that good, but he has potential because he's only 25 years old. Maybe we can turn him into something here. I don't know. The next thing on the agenda is to trade T. Higgins. He's 27. He's superstar. He does have a lot of value. I just don't think it's worth it for the Cincinnati Bengals. And ironically, our trade partner ends up being the Patriots. One of our few wins this last season. T. Higgins and a 6th-round pick for the New England Patriots' 1st and 2nd rounder this year. The Patriots are a contender and get an awesome wide receiver, and we get some draft capital and free up some cap. I think this is a win-win. All right, boys, it's time for the NFL draft. Round 1, pick 1, Roman Royal to the Titans. Round 1, pick 2, Vince Sanborn to the Raiders. We've got round 1, pick 3. And I've been talking a lot about building up the defense, and this guy looks like the perfect guy to take here. Demario Ward is the fastest corner in the draft with elite speed and elite acceleration. He's got great strength and great change of direction. All this is super important for a corner. The crazy thing, though, is he's a potential UDFA. I don't know that I've ever seen such a good corner not like already be in the top 5. So maybe I'm looking into this too deeply and this guy is a criminal whiff and I'm about to get like a 62 overall, but I've never seen a corner this good, this late. Something tells me this is a giga sleeper. Oh, Demario Ward is ranked, oh my God, he's the 2nd. That must be a bug. He's the 2nd highest overall player in the entire class. We drafted him at 3 and he was potential UDFA talent. Holy shit. Dude, he's 6'1" with 95 speed, excel, and he's hidden dev. When you're that good, he's almost got to be superstar too. That's an insane pickup. I don't know I've ever seen a potential UDFA corner be that good. So that was our pick. We got a monster. Our next pick, this is the pick that we acquired from the New England Patriots. So let's see if we can turn it into something awesome. Dude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here's another insane corner. He's actually tied for speed with DeMario. It honestly feels... Oh my god, he's 6'4"? No, I'm taking him. Dude, I just got to... Okay, that A+ is definitely bugged, but JD Taylor is number 8 in true value, and we just drafted him at... Dude, oh, he's normal dev. Still. Louisville, 6'4" Louisville corner with 94 speed, 94 excel, and he's a high overall. I'm going to have the biggest corner room in the National Football League. We got a 6'1" and a 6'4" corner. Here's our first pick of the second round, and this is our pick as well. I'm taking Floyd Morris, playmaker, wide receiver. You know why? Okay, yeah, that's definitely bugged. He's 13 in true value, though. This guy's a high overall, too. Hidden depth? No. He's a 6'3" wide receiver. I'm replacing T. Higgins. He's not T. Higgins, but now we've got a big wide receiver back on the roster. And with this next pick here, I'm actually going to take offensive line. I'm going to go Trey Moody, who's looking like an okay pick. He is hidden dev, huge. All right, so that's an LSU right guard, Trey Moody, hidden dev. That's all you're ever looking for on O-line, really. We end the draft negative salary cap, -$4 million. We kind of expected that. And our draft recap, oh my God. It's honestly been a while since I've drafted an 80+ overall. DeMario Ward is an 81. And JD Taylor is a 78. Floyd Morris is a 70. And he's not hidden dev? Moody was a 74. The computer got us Drew Fowler, a 74 tight end. And then a few more whiffs to close this thing out. But overall, this was a spectacular draft. Completely reloaded the secondary. And then we got a really solid new wide receiver as well as a right guard. Let's take a look at this. This must have been a really strong draft class. Taking a look around the entire NFL. Wow. This was not a very strong draft class. We just drafted super well. There's only 4 players 80+. Roman Royal, DeMario Ward, Nick Jaramillo, and Matt Turner. We got one of them. That's a really nice looking draft. And then there's JD Taylor, who was also on our roster. Wilcox, Louis Herrera. And I really wasn't, a lot of these guys weren't really on my radar. So I think we absolutely killed it. Fastest player in the class was Josh Taylor. DeMario Ward's the second fastest player in the class, dude. Let's go. It's a really good draft. Well, the good news about this Bengals roster is we've got a fully healthy Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to kick off the season. Like, let's not forget how good this team is when it's actually healthy. We've still got Hendrickson. Fowler, that tight end, is also hidden dev. And I think he does deserve the start over Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki's not getting any younger. I don't want to see the Gesicki gritty. I'm sorry, I just don't. Drew Fowler, the tight end out of Ohio State, has 85 speed, 83 excel, and he's 6'5". He's a decent tight end, but with hidden dev, anything's possible. Floyd Morris is at wide receiver 3. There's Hollywood Brown. And then defensively, we've got Nakobe Dean in now. Geno Stone, DJ Turner are both superstars now. I didn't expect that at all. Now, DeMario Ward is in the lineup, and so would JD Taylor, but we actually have a good amount of corners on here, Dax Hill and Cam Taylor-Britt. I'm going to put both of these gentlemen on the trade block. See if I can't find a new home for them, establish some draft capital, because we have 2 insanely good young corners. I think I feel most bad for CTB. CTB is low-key a very good corner, a good Cincinnati Bengal, but when the draft gives you that many good corners, like, I just got to do it. I'm also going to move our rookie Floyd Morris to slot wide receiver. Bengals playbook is insane on offense. I think Floyd Morris could realistically get Offensive Rookie of the Year. The plan is working, gentlemen. At midseason, we're 4-2. Joe Burrow is currently leading the league in passing yards, followed up only by Daniel Jones on the Rams, Justin Herbert, Derek Beard, and Jimmy Poole. And second in the league in receiving yards is Floyd Morris. He's also got 8 touchdowns. He's winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's just got to, right? We do have some trade offers for CTB. The Titans would give me Tony Pollard and a 4th rounder. The Steelers would give me Jack Sawyer, a 6th and a 7th. That's an insanely good trade. Seahawks would give me Rashid Shaheed. Saints would give me Pete Werner. Pete Werner's a GOAT. And a 4th and a 6th. Jerzon Newton from the Commanders. Dude, these are all fleeces. Dude, there's honestly so many good trade options here, but I do think the best one is the Chargers will trade straight up Tuli Tuipulotu, 80 overall, 23 years old, for Cam Taylor-Britt. That is an incredible trade. Now, Tuli Tuipulotu is generally a pass rusher, but I have Shamar Stewart for that and Trey Hendrickson. I'm going to put Tuli Tuipulotu at my strong side linebacker. I don't know if it's going to work, but I do want to try it. 6'3", 266, and his best attributes are as a run stopper. He's just a little slow. 77 speed is slow for a linebacker. Regardless, we can move to 5-2 if we can beat the Saints here at home on Thursday night primetime I'm going to throw on the all-white color rush, and the Saints can rock black and gold. Thursday night primetime. This first matchup, there's almost no scoring. Actually, almost is a hilarious way to word that. There is no scoring. There's a minute 40 in the second quarter. And look at Drew Fowler, the rookie tight end, gets wide open. Getting some blocks, too. It's just been an all-defensive game. This is our first moment to play. And with a minute 20, hopefully we can go put something in. I'm still not confident running the ball. I don't like Chase Brown very much. I don't like our offensive line very much. I think we just continue to go air raid, air raid, air raid. And I'm taking a risky one, Floyd. Floyd Morris. Look alive, kid. Dude, the rookie wasn't even ready for it. That should have been a touchdown, I think. Either way, I think we can get a nice pickup with Chase Brown here if he turns this corner on Carl Granderson in pass coverage. That's a favorable matchup for sure. There's going to be 38 seconds on this clock. A lot of good options here. Let's just see how this sets up. Ooh, Floyd Morris. Redemption, kid. Redemption! Chase Brown looks like he was coming in to give a little shove there, but he didn't need to. Oh my God, shoe clock is ridiculous. Or Excel clock is ridiculous. Just took us down to 8 seconds. I mean, down in distance, Madden. Why would I want that? You know what, Floyd? Floyd Morris. Go get you one. Hey, rookie! That's our 6'3" rookie. That's my T. Higgins replacement. That's my very cheap, not expensive T. Higgins from Wish. Ooh, first and goal, though. Defense needs our help big time. Defense needs my help. Are you kidding? They've almost scored already. It's got to be a run play. We got to stop Tyler Algier. Right up the gut. And he literally walked it straight in. Oh, my goodness. You know what this Bengals team could use? We could use a monster D tackle. I think we got to go get our Geno Atkins, you know? I feel like that might be the next step for this rebuild. But for now, I know it is going to work. Jamar breaks the tackle and gets a speed boost. Whoa, that was weird. Dude, I accelerated at like lightning speed. 14-7. And now if this defense can get a stop, dude, I was never worried about offense. Never worried about offense. A little worried about defense. Here's our free agent signing, though. Nakobe Dean hovering the middle, 14-7. Where are they going to go? He goes short. Nice tackles. 95 yards allowed today. That's nothing, dude. It's been all defense. All right, boys, 14-7 lead. That's the 2-minute warning. We just got to keep the Saints out of the end zone. What do we got? What do we got? Hopping back on Nakobe Dean. I think we pretty much... Oh, that's a good... Oh, my goodness. Chris Olave, what a catch. He got absolutely lit up on that, but he just ate it. Quick pass to the boundaries. Caught. That's fine by me, though. I mean, you don't get any positive yards, and the clock is moving, so it's good possession for us. Dax Hill. Oh, good defense. I was almost able to pick that. Dax Hill got back on it. It's 3rd and 10. I'm sending the blitz now. Nakobe Dean, we're coming in hot. Saints motion over. Nakobe Dean picked up by Algier Hendrickson. That is 4th and 10, ladies and gentlemen. They got to go for it. This is the ball game right here. This is the ball game. Down by 7. I'm going right back on Nakobe Dean, man. Franchise GOAT, Nakobe Dean. No. Oh, my goodness, I'm right there. I'm so close to that football. It ain't over yet, though. I think if we can sack Spencer Rattler. Demetrius Knight, let's try a blitz. Is that a handoff? Oh, it's play action. Good tackle. Good tackle, Nakobe Dean. Dude, he's everywhere. I think Nakobe Dean will probably get a dev trade upgrade, and then all of a sudden he's going to turn into a beast, bro. I don't know if you guys play a lot of franchise, but if you do, there's always like a few guys that are just sleeper monsters. Hendrickson gets home. Now they're really in trouble. 35 seconds, they burn a timeout. But yeah, Nakobe Dean is one of those guys. He's always cheap, a budget beast, and you can just turn him into a freak. And if there's a good free agency and I don't got a lot of money, you bet your ass Nakobe Dean's finding his way to my team. 4th and 19, they're not burning their timeout. They're just no-huddling this. Hendrickson's got home twice now. Can he do it again? Almost. He checks down. Spencer Rattler checks down. This game's over. Cincinnati defense holds on. And we catch a W, 14-17, Thursday night primetime. Dude, this is going to be a really good season. We should make it to the playoffs here. Also, had a really solid game out of Dax Hill. He just got some trade offers, too. Here's the thing. I'm not really using Dax Hill at all. So I kind of just want draft picks. Seahawks will give me a 3rd rounder. I'm taking this trade from the Seahawks. We get Chris Paul. No affiliation. and a 3rd and 5th rounder. The revamped Bengals roster had an awesome season, finishing with an 11-6 record. This was enough to earn a playoff spot and a playoff win. A close match against the Jaguars would send us to the divisional round, where unfortunately we would run into a monster Ravens team, where Lamar and Baltimore would win 45-10. I can only feel so bad, though, because they'd go on to win the Super Bowl 38-14 against the Rams. Nnamdi Madubuike would win Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes would win the league's NFL MVP award. And exactly what we planned, Floyd Morris would win Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the Bengals Classic, by the way. It feels like every season, if you're using the Bengals, Joe Burrow leads the league in like every passing stat, but you still don't make the Super Bowl. So we will have to change up something, and it's probably going to be defense, because throwing for the most yards every season does us no good. I do think running the ball might be an important factor. We're not even cracking like the top 30. We may literally be the worst run team in the whole league. Chase Brown had 500 yards rushing. Receiving, though, Floyd Morris had 1,314 touchdowns. Puka Nacua had 1,718. My goodness. Bengals defense, Nakobe Dean, an awesome season. And we got to the quarterback a lot. Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson with a ton of sacks. 3 interceptions out of DJ Turner and 1 interception out of our rookie, Demario Ward. Now that Floyd Morris has won an award and we'll get a dev trade upgrade, I'm going to move Jamar Chase back to slot wide receiver because Jamar should still be getting the most reps. But, dude, like, look at the wide receiver trio. Floyd Morris, Jamar Chase, Hollywood Brown, all over 1,000. Very nice. A fruitless free agency would lead us to the NFL draft, where we didn't have a very high pick because we actually played well, and the draft was relatively uneventful too. I almost could have traded this pick away, but I ended up taking a right tackle, Ben Day, who was a hidden dev rookie. So I'm happy with the decision. O-line is always nice, especially for the Cincinnati Bengals. There wasn't much in this class for me. Jameel Applewhite was the best player in the class, followed up by Jadarius Wooten. It's the first time I've ever seen this, too. There was an 81 overall fullback in this class, Jose Jimenez. He was a 3rd rounder out of Purdue, so I could have gotten him. It's not like we would have used him, but I mean, a 95 stiff arm, 92 trucking fullback is kind of awesome, right? I'm excited about our future, but I'm kind of scared of this Baltimore Ravens team. They went 13-4. They just won the Super Bowl, and we got to see them twice a year, every year. Year 3 roster's looking good. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Trey Hendrickson is starting to regress just a little bit, but I would say that's okay because we're seeing other players really stepping up. Floyd Morris is an 87. Demario Ward's an 86. Barrett Carter is up to an 84. Geno Stone, Nakobe Dean, Shamar Stewart. This team's becoming much more well-rounded. It's deja vu at midseason. We're 4-2, but look at our opponent. The Ravens just won the Super Bowl, and they're currently 3-3. I really want to play against them. I know that team is good. And overall, it doesn't look like they've made really any adjustments to the lineup. They're just really good. Lamar, Hamilton, Madubuike, Linderbaum, Roquan Smith, Mark Andrews, Nate Wiggins. They do have a new halfback, though, Jermichael Curtis. Derrick Henry is missing. Another primetime game. This time, it's Sunday night. Yeah, this is a rivalry game. So, Baltimore scored and went for 2. That's why they have 8 points. We've got 14, though. We've been solid on offense. But it's all going to come down to this final drive right here. Baltimore gets in the end zone, it's game over. All they got to do is hit a PAT. But if we can keep them out, we'll take home a W against the reigning Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens right now. Barrett Carter and Nakobe Dean in the middle is a great linebacker duo. But Lamar rifles a really good one over the middle. This is almost a scenario where Baltimore scoring fast is kind of favorable for us almost, because we'd be able to go back and get in field goal range. Worst case scenario is they use all this clock and beat us right at the end, but it's 8-14. I'm happy to have a lead. Gotta send Trey Hendrickson. I might send Barrett Carter right up the gut. I'm going for it. Lamar's in trouble. Fumble. And they pick it up. Oh no. Lamar fumbled. Looks like the booth reviewed it. They did not. They ruled back the fumble, but it was still a sack. So rather than 2nd and 23, it's 2nd and 18. No worries. We're still in a great spot. It's awesome that we got home on him at all. And he's got a wide open Mark Andrews, who's going to stumble forward for way too much. 3rd and 2. How are we going to get a stop here, boys? That's the question. How do we find a stop? No way they run this. Short throws. Oh my God, that's such a good throw. Timeout, Baltimore. There's a 1:08 on the clock. I mean, dude, it's all no huddle from here on out. They've only got 1 timeout left. There's a minute. We want them to go short. If he can throw short. Oh my God, did they actually just hand that off? What is Harbaugh thinking? They just went with a handoff? I'm going DB blitz. Risky business. Risky business. Sending a big one. Around the corner, can't get there. Jordan Battle, clean tackle on Mark Andrews. They got to go no huddle again, dude. I think they're going to run out of clock, no? I'm on Dane Belton for this one. No, what a ball! They're not going to run out of clock. But we've got 3 timeouts. It is 15 to 14, 36 seconds, and a chance to win this game. Oh my goodness, there's Floyd Morris. We got Chase Brown, Drew Fowler. So many Browns out there scaring me. That sounded really racist. You know what I'm saying? Because, all right, I'm done talking. Is Hollywood Brown and Chase Brown, it's confusing me, that's all. Okay. Great start right there. Got to get the timeout off. There's Floyd Morris. Former Offensive Rookie of the Year, Floyd Morris. Thank you very much. Get the timeout in. Evan McPherson, I need you now tonight. Evan McPherson, I need you more than ever. I might not need you at all. Jamar Bomb! 20 to 15. Don't say that in an airport. Wow, the CPU sim went for 2 and got it. That's huge. 22 to 15. All right, 1st and 10, 18 seconds. Barrett Carter, can you help me put this away? Maybe. Big hits. 2nd and 3, 12 seconds left. What do you got? Come on, this could be big. No deep bombs there. It looks like there's a few deep balls open. Lamar goes down, that's ball game. We just ended the game, dude. If Lamar had uncorked that, there's a really good chance they can score and send this into overtime. But without timeouts, the sack seals the game. I can't believe Lamar didn't throw that. 22 to 15. Dude, beating the reigning Super Bowl champs, that'll get your hopes up for the season. Let me tell you what. That'll get you going for the season. Another winning season would bring our Cincinnati Bengals to the playoffs with a record of 10-7. In the first round, we take on the Raiders, winning 28-20. And in the divisional, guess who? It's Baltimore, except this time we got the better of them again. 40-26, pushing us to our furthest playoff run yet. But somehow, it would be the New York Jets who would end our season, 30-20. The Jets have an auto-generated quarterback, Jimmy Poole, who is low-key a baller. Such a baller, in fact, that he would take the Jets to the Super Bowl, where they'd face another New York team. Giants versus Jets for the big game, except Jackson Dart was just too good. Alongside an 150-yard game from Cam Scattaboo and almost 100 yards out of Malik Neighbors, the Giants would win the Super Bowl 38-13, with Jackson Dart winning Super Bowl MVP. Also, Jalen Hurts winning his 2nd league MVP. This is a crazy simulation. 38-13 New York Super Bowl. I can't even believe the Jets made it. I can't tell you the last time the Jets even made it in a sim. This might be one of the first times I've ever seen it. It's a tale as old as time, though. I mean, Joe Burrow throws 5,000 yards and just absurd. Like, leads the league again. It actually, Von Middleton of the Raiders got super close with 40 touchdowns and 11 interceptions also. Also, Michael Penix. 3 quarterbacks had 40 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's like voodoo magic. I don't like that. Jamar Chase had 1,500 yards. Floyd Morris had 1,600 yards. Okay. One thing is for sure, though, like, this team is actually insanely good. We're just barely not making the Super Bowl. We went to the AFC Championship this season. I'm going to focus all my energy on defense, and I think this team's going to go. Shamar Stewart, Chris Jenkins. Ooh, yeah, like Chris Jenkins doing that at 78 overall. I think we go get a monster D tackle, and we're going to be in business. DeMario Ward, what a great draft pick. He's got 4 interceptions. And then Barrett Carter, Geno Stone, interceptions as well. Dane Belton, Harvey Bass, Jordan Battle, Demetrius Knight. Looking good. And now that we're winning playoff games, we're seeing more interest across the board. And the first big name in front of us is 95 overall Xavier McKinney. He's not X Factor anymore, but he's absurdly high overall. I think the first thing I'm going to grab here is Mike Hall, a young, super solid D tackle. Let's start there. I'm going to make Xavier McKinney an offer. Now, the good thing is we got rid of that massive contract from T. Higgins, so we actually have salary cap space. We don't have a lot, but we should have enough to make a competitive offer on Xavier McKinney. I'm also going to sign a punter. I don't currently have a punter. We're getting Ethan Evans. Dude, also Christian McCaffrey. At the very latter end of his career, Christian McCaffrey. He's not interested in us at all, but I'm hoping a gigantic contract will change his mind. I literally have just barely enough cap space for this. No way, he actually took that. So we don't sign Mike Hall, but with absolutely no money left over, we land Xavier McKinney in free agency, who's going to be incredible. And we also land Christian McCaffrey. Here's the thing about McCaffrey. He's not the 99 overall prime Christian McCaffrey, duh. But he's still superstar X Factor. He's going to have amazing abilities, probably retire at the end of this year, but he'll retire hopefully with a Super Bowl. This team is loaded right now. Admittedly, it was another relatively uneventful draft. I whiffed big time on what I thought was going to be an amazing strong side linebacker. Normal dev, 74 overall. Granted, though, now that our team is playing really well, we have much later picks, and this was a very top-heavy class. There was just an outstanding tight end, Jeremiah McClain, and the only other 80-plus overall was a right guard, Mark Bell. Outside of that, a pretty weak draft class. Dude, zooming out and looking at this team, you just gotta say, like, how do we not win it all? Jamar Chase is so good that he has leftover skill points that he simply can't spend. He's a 99 in every archetype of wide receiver. Absolutely bonkers stats on this Jamar Chase. One minorly scary piece, Joe Burrow is regressing. Joe Burrow went from a 99 down to a 94, down to a 93. He's still playing at a super high level, but I don't have that many more years of X Factor Joe Burrow left. The good news is this team is absolutely loaded to the gills. Floyd Morris is now an X Factor. When you string together that many top 5 wide receiver seasons, you pretty much just get dev trade upgrades. That's exactly what's happened here with Floyd Morris. And like, think about that T. Higgins trade. We traded away an 88 overall superstar T. Higgins, and in return, we got multiple amazing draft picks, one of those being Floyd Morris, who's now a 6'3" superstar X Factor. So not only did we get Floyd Morris, but we got Demario Ward and the rest of those picks. This dude's a beast. The offensive line has gotten better, but it's still pretty lackluster at center. Moody has progressed to an 87. Mims is an 86. Like, it's a solid O-line. And then defensively, we were worried about this. So Barrett Carter has progressed to be a superstar. That's not what I was worried about. In fact, this was better than anything I expected. I didn't think Barrett Carter was going to do this, but he's turned out to be a beast here. What I was worried about was Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson, no longer a superstar, so we don't have a single ability on the D-line anymore, which is usually like a really good thing. Luckily, though, we do have 2 abilities at our corner slots, Demario Ward and Harvey Bass. McKinney is now up at strong safety, and Geno Stone at free safety. Defense looks really, really good. Only thing I'm going to do here is move Demetrius Knight to my strong side linebacker. After an absurd free agency acquiring Xavier McKinney and Christian McCaffrey, the Cincinnati Bengals would go on to their best record yet, 13-4, which was just enough to get a bye in the wild card. A record of 13-4 is usually not enough to get a bye, but the AFC North is super weak. In general, the AFC is pretty well-rounded outside of us. We just barely beat out the Patriots. No wild card game for us. And as you might imagine, the stats were crazy. 5,144 passing yards for Joe Burrow. I kind of feel bad for McCaffrey. Although, honestly, let's be real. Like, McCaffrey came here to win a Super Bowl. That's it. He's on a 1-year contract to win a bowl. Joe Burrow did not lead the league, though, because Von Middleton had a little bit more. Scatterboo rushed for almost 2,000 yards. And Floyd Morris and Jamar Chase combined for about 3,000 yards. Floyd Morris getting 20 touchdowns. He's actually become wide receiver 1 here, which I didn't expect at all. Also, Rashee Rice had almost 30 receiving touchdowns on the Chiefs. We had our lowest sack numbers of any season. I have to think that's because Trey Hendrickson doesn't have abilities anymore, but turns out it didn't matter because it's our best record. 5 interceptions out of Demario Ward. That was an absurd pick. This kid was a potential UDFA, a potential undrafted free agent. Barrett Carter followed that up with 3 interceptions, 2 for Harvey Bass. And Christian McCaffrey, I mean, this is better than anything Chase Brown ever did. He had 658 and 13 touchdowns. He did have 2 fumbles, though. We need some ball security, Unk. And here's how the playoff bracket looks. The Giants, no shocker, are the 1 seed in the divisional. Giants are such a dominant team now. And we'll just have to see who we're going to play. Our divisional opponent is the Jacksonville Jaguars. One thing I got to say, dude, our overall is crazy. 93 overall with a 95 defense. I have no salary cap, and I can't maintain this overall for a while, but for now, we're overpowered. Jaguars have a 99 overall Travis Hunter, Josh Hines-Allen, Devin Lloyd's up there. Newsome, Brian Thomas. This has become a very scary team. Bayshall Tootin is 95 speed, 96. Wow, he's really good. Defense wins championships. The sole moment of the entire first half is kicking a field goal with Evan McPherson. But hey, I can do that. 3-0. We'll start with the lead. Isn't that crazy to say? We're doing a Bengals franchise rebuild, and I just said defense wins championships. Can you believe that? All right, 1st and 10. Dude, our next moment's in the 4th. This is crazy. Actually, no touchdowns, and we're sitting in the 4th quarter. Now on 1st and 10, I got to stop Trevor Lawrence, and I do. That's a coverage sack right there. Matt Taylor gets home. Our team's a little gassed, though. 2nd and 15. It's weird not having abilities. Our abilities have shifted. We've got secondary abilities. No more D-line abilities. Barrett Carter makes a good tackle. It's 3rd and 6 at the 2. This is the ugliest score to a playoff game. 0-3. I'm going for a blitz right here. Barrett Carter, and I'm going to get my fun camera angle on. Come on, Barrett Carter. You got to get home, kid. Right up the gut. Taylor broke it up. Great defense. Oh, I thought I was going to sack him. He got it off so fast. But there's nothing there, and now on 4th and 6. This could be the ball game right here. Trevor Lawrence directing traffic. Well, really talking to his own line. 4th and 6. Big stop. He checks down and misses. Dude, if he had caught that, it would have been a one-on-one. But they didn't. 3rd down alert. 3rd and 7. We end the ball game. We could run it and use more clock, or we can pass it and try and truly put this thing away. Oh my God, I have Christian McCaffrey now. I can't forget that I have Christian McCaffrey. 3rd and 7. I just got to think that Jamar's going to be open. 3rd and 7. Christian McCaffrey's wide open. They left the flat. That's ball game, I think. No timeouts, Jacksonville. Cincinnati kneels it out. How do you lose Christian McCaffrey? I feel bad for everyone in attendance. I hope you didn't bet the over. That is a 3-0 playoff game win. That's crazy. Listen, when I play these games, I only play the moments, and if no moments pop up, I can't play them. Trevor Lawrence threw 43 yards. Joe Burrow threw 113. McCaffrey was trash on the ground. So was ETN. Evan McPherson, playoff MVP. Our AFC Championship game is against the New England Patriots. Please tell me you still have T. Higgins. This will be so funny if they still have him. Take a look at the Patriots roster. They've got a 99 Gonzo, a 99 Drake May. They've got Shakir Barnett, a drafted running back who's 23 and a 99 overall out of Oregon. Good Lord. They also still have Travion Henderson. They've got a 97 and a 99 running back. And the 6th best player on their roster is a 93 overall. T. Higgins. He has regressed to star. But like I said, this actually was like a favorable trade for both of us because they really needed a #1 guy. And I really needed draft picks. That's a really good roster. These guys are way better than that Jaguars team. Big game here against the Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the AFC Championship taking on the Patriots. Without the Patriots, we wouldn't be here. They traded us a lot of draft capital, and that turned into a lot of really good players. But without us trading them T. Higgins, would they be here? It's hard to say, but this is probably a very bitter matchup for T. Higgins. The Cincinnati Bengals paid him this huge contract, and then they just ship him off to New England. Mike Vrabel and the Patriots trying to go to the Super Bowl. Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow trying to get back ever since they lost to the Rams. Let's see what we got, boys. Already, we've got more points than in the game versus the Jaguars. It's 7-0. This is our first moment of the game. Barrett Carter over the middle. So many routes developing. And that's a throw. Drake May gets it over the middle, but now we're looking at a 3rd and 2. I want a blitz here. I'm going for a blitz. My responsibility is that running back. Oh, is he going to hand it off? It's an RPO to guess who? Don't tell me that's T. Higgins. Oh my God, you can't write a script any better. RPO, I bit so hard on that. And they just rifled us over the middle. And T. Higgins gets to dance on his former team. All right, 3rd and 10, 7-7. Our next moment's on offense. And already I'm seeing Floyd Morris looks like he might have a nice little seam here. Even if he's in man coverage, Floyd Morris is a 99 overall, baby. I'm going to hit Floyd Morris right there every time. It's kind of ironic. We still have the best wide receiver duo in the league. It's not T. Higgins. It's Floyd Morris, you know. We also have a Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to go to Floyd Morris one more time. Jamar Chase, are you washed now? Is it all about everybody else but Jamar Chase? Of course not. Of course not. I'm just setting you up. I'm just setting you up to throw the ball to Christian McCaffrey. I was going to try and throw it to Jamar, but that was well defended. All right, 8 seconds in the third quarter. You don't see this a lot. We're giving this football to McCaffrey up the middle. They don't see it coming. Why is Christian McCaffrey number 39? That just, I don't like that. Dude, they gave him, 39 is the kind of running back number you get when you're like a practice squad guy. I don't like that. McCaffrey, not a practice squad guy. He's going to get the easiest touchdown of his career. He's ring hunting. He's on that Kevin Durant arc right now. And I don't blame him for even a little bit. That guy had to play with the Panthers for a long time. All right, Jordan battles at linebacker, and that's that 99 overall Shakir Barnett. I'm very scared of the Patriots run game right now. 4 and out. The Patriots cannot convert, but they do have 3 timeouts. So if I can't get anything extra here, dude, it's already, this game's almost over. I just need one more good run out of Christian McCaffrey. We're going to take this one home. McCaffrey, up the gut, good-looking blocks. Patriots got to start burning timeouts. 6 rushes, 92 yards for McCaffrey. That is not the Cincinnati Bengals that I know. But that's a good thing. We don't want to be the Cincinnati Bengals that I know. The Cincinnati Bengals I know have Joe Flacco at quarterback right now. All right, 2nd and 6. Game's all but over. Ooh, I think I could have done something real risky there. It was actually a very bad play call what I just did. Because I'm kind of leaving the gates open here. Let's end this game. Let's just end this game. Let's get a first down here, and this game's over. And you know who's going to end it? It's going to be Jamar Chase. End this thing, Jamar. Get the first. Hangs on. Oh, my God. He just ended the game. That was actually such a dumb pass, too. Gonzo could have picked that. I had to do it. Jamar Chase is he's our true Bengal. Right? Christian McCaffrey gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. Goes right back to step back, Selly twice, McCaffrey. We gotta get you in your bag, brother. 21-7. I think the Bengals are Super Bowl bound. 21-7. The fans are very happy that touchdowns were scored. Drake May is distraught, understandably. Sorry, bud. You're just not as handsome as Joe Burrow, and that's not your fault. The Christian McCaffrey free agency signing was just so elite. He had such a big game today. Hey. Step back. Look who it is. Look who it is. You know, this is America's Super Bowl. I don't think anybody's going to be upset with who wins here. And I thought I had a powerhouse team. The Detroit Lions have a 95 overall. Probably the only team in the entire league with a higher overall than ours. Let's take a final look at your Bengals Super Bowl roster. Jamar Chase, Floyd Morris, 299 overall wide receivers. Xavier McKinney, Barrett Carter, Joe Burrow. DeMario Ward is up to a 95 now. Shamar Stewart, Hendrickson, Drew Fowler, Trey Moody, Harvey Bass. There's Christian McCaffrey. We got Amarius Mims, Chris Jenkins, Dylan Fairchild. J.D. Taylor has not progressed like everyone else. Neither has Nakobe Dean. But you know what? This team is nasty. And we still got Evan McPherson. We still technically have Chase Brown, although he's certainly benched. I'm sorry, Chase Brown. And we got Jay Cutler's son, who's getting ready to take over. Now, what about our opponent in this Super Bowl? A 99 overall Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jack Campbell. That's literally crazy. There's not a single new player, acquired player, or traded player. They just progressed that well. They also have Eric Dunn, a drafted player. Jameson Williams, Najee Divine. Where's the quarterback? Still Jared Goff, a 33-year-old Jared Goff, taking on a 31-year-old Joe Burrow. All right, gentlemen, one final game. Let's see if we can take this thing home. Yikes. On the opening drive, the Lions get 7. I didn't get a moment to stop them. But on 1st and 10, they do hand me a nice little red zone possession. We just got to punch this thing in. 1st and 10. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Unc McCaffrey? He's such a good free agent signing for this team because he's the perfect receiving back, and that's all we do is throw. 7-7, defense gets a stop. We got another moment. McCaffrey on the Texas route. You gotta love that. And what about Floyd Morris? No! What? Oh my God, that was almost intercepted. Floyd Morris can't hang on. Look at this play, bro. Motion trail fork. That's wicked. I feel like we just got to run it. There's so much going on here, but you know what? Why not? I'm going deep. Floyd Morris, he's got it this time. What a ball, Joe Burrow. 1st and 10, 52 seconds on the clock. We're staying in air raid. No question about that. I'm going Jamar. Oh my God, he splits. He splits the Tampa 2. That was a scary ball. If he stayed with that, maybe that was, I don't know what that was, but there was definitely a light blue zone over there. First and 10. 20 seconds. Are we going to find some points out of this? I'm going McCaffrey again. Money catch. Timeout. Let's take a lead before half in this Super Bowl. This is going to be big. Joe Burrow's got his X Factor lit up. We are slinging the rock right now. I'm going to send Jamar Chase underneath this. McCaffrey is wide open. How do they keep leaving him? I know he's 32. I know he's kind of washed. But how do they keep leaving him? It's like the third time I've seen him do the step back animation. He loves it. Oh my goodness. And we can get another one. I hate to do this to my own Detroit Lions. I hate to do it to my own Detroit Lions. But come on, man. This is one heck of a rebuild right now. Jamar. That was so open, but the blitz got home. Nice play right there. Drew Fowler hasn't done shit. Are you going to get involved? Joe Burrow with his legs. Joe Burrow! He took a hit for it, but he's going to get in the end zone, and a salute to all the Bengals fans in attendance. 21-7. Are we going to score again? Is this going to be a Super Bowl blowout? Who's Super Bowl MVP? Who's Super Bowl MVP? We might get to decide it right now. I might have had the deep ball, but I'm going to get Drew Fowler his first catch of the day. 180-3 for Joe SHEIIIIIIIII. First and goal. What's the classic, boys? You know the classic when you got a 99 overall wide receiver and they're on the left side like that, you just give them that out route and they just can't guard it. It's so good. You just can't run man coverage against that route. Even if you shade against it sometimes, it's just that good. Especially when you've got two 99 overall wide receivers on the roster. And it looks like the Detroit Lions did not learn their lesson. Jamar! Don't spit on anybody, Jamar. Don't do it. Yes. He's reformed. That's a reformed Jamar Chase right there, who's about to win an utterly dominant Super Bowl. They're telling me to kick a field goal for what? Literally, what are we just griefing out here? This game's over. The final play of this huge Super Bowl. I think I gotta go to Jamar. Joe Burrow to Jamar. 3, 2, 1. Snap. Jamar. Wait for it. Jamar Chase has a chance. Oh my God. He actually could have came down with that. Jamar would have won Super Bowl MVP if he caught that. The Cincinatti Bengals take down the Detroit Lions. 28-7. It's my own. They're back there. No. Hey, we had to do it. The Gatorade splash on spitters or quitters. Christian McCaffrey, Xavier McKinney, Demario Ward, Joe Burrow, Hollywood Brown, Floyd Morris, Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson, Shamar Stewart, Tuli Tuipulotu, Nakobe Dean. This was an awesome roster we just built. I wouldn't be shocked if this was kind of a dynasty. The only thing that's really going to stop this team is Joe Burrow regressing. Statistically, an amazing Super Bowl for Joe Burrow. 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. McCaffrey, 33 on the ground, 60 through the air with 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 60 through the air with 1 touchdown. And no shocker here, your 2028 Super Bowl MVP is Joe Burrow. This was such a fun rebuild. It's so sick to see how far this team came. And guess who retired? Right on cue, Christian McCaffrey. He got his Super Bowl ring and got out, but I think the sleeper of this rebuild ended up actually being Barrett Carter. Did anybody expect Barrett Carter to be a 98 overall superstar X Factor by the end of this? It wasn't even on my radar. Like, I picked up Nakobe Dean because I thought Nakobe Dean was going to be our guy. Barrett Carter went crazy. McCaffrey says, I'm going to miss my teammates and the fans. Thanks for supporting me. Shut up, you fraud. You came here for 1 Super Bowl ring and you got the hell out. You know it. Hey, that was an amazing rebuild. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you gentlemen in the next one. Peace.